Hello, everyone. My name is Tony Mills from Energetic Wisdom. Just today, I want to talk about the heart and the emotional reasons behind any problems with it. Now, as you know, the heart, center of the body, an amazing, important organ. They're all important, but this is amazingly important. After all, it's a two-way pump that regulates the flow of blood around the body. It's what the blood represents is the important thing here. It represents joy, and any lack of joy can affect this circulation. Any restriction of joy will affect the restriction of blood is related to restriction of joy. Restriction of joy can be very often taking everything to heart for a start, okay? Perhaps being a bit too serious about life. And sometimes sometimes your love can be misplaced, trying to fulfill others' needs, that's including love. There are many different conditions around the heart, and they're all very relevant emotionally. There's very often a heart attack is a good example. This is the biggie here. And these are going to be past hurts that they've accumulated and not been expressed, okay? I mean, you've heard of heartbreak and heartache. Everything is so literal with the heart. And men particularly suppress it even more. And this is why there's a higher suicide rate in men, a very high suicide rate in men, because they hold things in. And being a man, I understand that, okay? And they can also, if anything is terrible, any kind of abusive situation has happened in childhood, love can be represented as a poison apple, okay? They'll actually see love as pain. It's a job to separate it. If you think about it, when you think of relationships or you think situations in childhood, it's been a job to separate the love and pain. And when it gets so bad, one sees love as pain, okay? You can get different situations. You can have angina, which is a pain due to lack of oxygen to the heart. Now, the reason for this is the best comparison I've got is the white rabbit in Alice in Wonderland. And what he's got his watch there, and it's saying, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late for important date, okay? In a rush, having to prove himself, impatient, okay? That's very often the case for angina, okay? Too much for us, haven't got time for yourself, haven't got time for other things. You haven't got time for your heart either. Arrhythmia, which is palpitations, they're kind of self-made person. The only thing is, when you get in that state, if things go wrong, and it's a job to handle it, the heart starts palpitating, okay? Because you're supposed to be controlling all this, okay? Then the heart goes out of control, literally. This is how the body speaks. It's an amazing organ, okay? Another thing that came from, came from Dr. Bradley Nelson with the emotion code. And what we can create is a heart wall, okay? Now, the heart wall is created with our imagination. So our imagination can create something really amazing, but it can also create something really terrible. Now, the basis for the terrible very often goes back again to our past. That's create a foundation, and when we add imagination to that, then it's a disaster, okay? So Bradley Nelson found that with your imagination, you can create a wall around your heart. Now, with your imagination, you can make it out of paper, wood, metal, stone, diamond, okay? You can make it paper thin, 2 inches thick, 3 feet thick, 500 miles thick. That's to protect the heart. However, the heart is then not being able to express either, because you've created a wall around it, so you can't put anything out. So you become, you're seen perhaps as hard-hearted, okay, or cold-hearted. Now, if we looked at people who have this situation, actually, what are they holding in? What terrible thing is in there that they just cannot express? And we've got to empathize with people who you see as hard-hearted or cold-hearted, okay? Because it's a protection for something really pretty terrible, perhaps, that's happened in their childhood. And that is where we've got to understand other people and actually express, you know, our love for them, okay? You can be heavy-hearted, okay? And you can also, another area where you can be affected with the heart, of course, is loss. You know, this can be loss of a parent, sibling, dog, animal. I remember crying when we lost our goat, as a matter of fact. So, you know, we get to start, they might as well be human for us. And, you know, and this is very important. But it can be loss of anything. And we grieve, you see. And grief held back and suppressed will create problems with the heart. So this is where we need to release all these feelings and bring back love to ourselves. What has complicated it for us, to have made it worse, is lack of forgiveness. If we can't forgive, then what we do is we carry this big, heavy ball of non-forgiveness chained to our ankle along all our lives. That's what we've got. If you can't forgive someone, that is what you've got. Okay? And by releasing that, it frees you, okay? That's what it frees. Not the other person doesn't even know about it, okay? But you're the one that frees, and that is very important. You know, you could go, I'll just say what this Louise Hay says about the heart. It's the center of love and security, okay, for a start, okay? And any attack is squeezing the heart, the joy out of the heart in favor of money, opposition, etc. So you may go into the material side of life, okay, and miss out on what's very important, okay. And as regards the meridians, you see, every system has, you know, when as an osteopath, I could douse a spine and find out what each vertebra says, and each intervertebral disc has a word, okay, has a feeling. I find out what the feelings are and I address them. And even the meridians have relate to feelings. You'll see that in Chinese medicine, okay? And here's a lack of love, being a stranger to oneself, okay? That is very often a position. And another one is hating what you do, okay? If you do anything and feel you must do it, should do it, whether it's job or do something for someone, and you hate it, it's going to get you in the end, okay? Because it's a big contradiction. No one else feels it, but you feel it, okay? And it's very important to release that, okay? And heartache and heartbreak, so literal, aren't they? Heartache and heartbreak, heavy-hearted, okay? So the secret is to become light-hearted, right? Is look for things in joy in your life. Well, you can do things you have fun with, okay? But you need to look for your true joy in life. And you've got to start searching for that true life, because there's something out there that you really enjoy, and it'll take you away, and it'll strengthen your heart. And to say to yourself, I breathe love into myself, okay? You take over. That is the point, and that is so important, right? And so, you know, I work on these motions myself with people, and it can make a big difference. So it's time to kind of start valuing yourself and loving yourself, and thank you all for being here. I can see some great names here. So love you all, and speak to you again. Thank you. Bye.